Good evening. I've been a correctional officer over 20 some odd years in the city of New York. You talk about giving teachers guns, you talk about changing the gun laws. Our thing is about keeping the students safe. There's guns out there, no matter what laws you change right now, are not going to solve the problem of the guns that are out there. The laws have to be changed, that's true. A lot of gun laws have to be changed, mental health issues, gun checks, a lot of that stuff has to be changed. I mean, that's a start. But the guns that are out there are still in the hands of these nuts. Now, the only thing you have to do to protect these children is to secure the area of they're in. You have to keep the threat out. That's the main thing. If the threat stays out, these kids are going to be safe in the schools. That means you do what you have to do to make the physical plant safe, be it as a courtroom. Those doors are locked except you only enter in entrances. And that's it. And they're manned with metal detectors and armed guards. If you keep the threat out 24/7, these kids are going to be safe in the schools. But you have to mandate laws that every school has to be treated as such. The security has to be beefed up. It has to be professional. That means the doors have to be locked. You only enter and egress from one or two areas in that school. The doors that are locked are for exit only. In case of emergency, those have to have alarms. You have to treat it as you would do a hospital, even a jail. You have to have a control room. You need video. You need security cameras in every classroom. You need security cameras in the hallways. I know it's expensive, but it has to be treated as such. If you keep the threat out, then these kids will be safe all day. But it has to be done in an orderly manner. You need a control room. You need a physical control room where you have alarms on your doors. This way, you know what doors are being opened up, and you could respond to that door. Teachers can wear PBAs, personal body alarms, in the areas that they teach, and which would be given to the next teacher in that same area. That could be worn on their belt. These are little things that could be done. I've been doing security for a lot of years, but the main thing is to keep the threat out. These guns are out there already. I mean, laws have to be changed, so it's going to take time, to keep these new guns from reaching crazy people. They can't be given guns like they're going out of style, which they are now. Anybody can buy a gun, but to keep the kids safe, you have to keep that area safe. Keep the threat out, and that's the only way you could do it is metal detectors, armed security for response. You could do personal body alarms in case something happens in an area. Those armed people, can respond. But the name of the game is security. You can get in touch with me anytime. And the basic thing is you have to actually make a plan for each individual school. It's going to be costly, but that's the only way you're going to keep kids safe. Because you could talk about eliminating bump stocks and everything else you want to do with age and this and that, but the guns are out there and they're easy to get. And if you want to keep these kids safe, you have to make their school impenetrable, where these people can't just walk in. So that's why you have to have alarms on doors, because if they're jimmied open or pulled open, you could see it on the video camera. You know what section, and you could get your response teams out there. But it has to be all done with. It's all done with security. You have to have the knowledge for cameras where they have to be placed. Doors have to be locked 24/7. This can't be a place where people go in and out freestyle, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen again. And you could change all the gun laws that you want. Okay? It will help in the future to eliminate what's out there. Even the people who have guns now, they should have some type of organized committee in each state to go through these people and find out where are these guns, interview them, and find out how they keep these guns. If they're not safeguarded the way they're supposed to be, then you should be able to yank your guns. But there's a lot of things that could be done. But the first thing is You need to secure the schools like you would do a court or a hospital on a midnight. Everything has to be locked down. There's no excuse for that. If you do the right thing with security, as far as metal detectors, armed personnel, security personnel, armored teachers is not the answer. That's not the answer. I mean, you could give them a leeway if they already have them. If they want to wear them, that's fine. But I don't think it's a thing that the teachers should have them in the school, because I think that's create more of a problem. But the thing is to make that school impenetrable, where these people cannot just walk in with weapons. And the only way you could do it, like I said, in a courtroom. Could you ever see anybody walking with an AR-15 into a front door of a courtroom? No. And that's the way your schools have to be. And if you could get that, everybody on the same page, be it a federal mandate or whatever, the schools have to be protected 24/7, with entrance and egress with security, you won't have these problems. And it's going to be costly, and then you have to have people that's security conscious that know what they're doing. And I'll be glad to help you. But it needs to be changed. Security is the issue here. It's also guns. The right guns kill, but it takes a person to get into that school to start pulling that trigger. So if you can secure these schools the way they're supposed to be, you won't have this problem. And the security person will have to come from reputable security companies, people that are trained, that are licensed, and know what they're doing. And security is a big thing. It's important. And if you could secure the schools, you won't have these mass murders in schools anymore. That's the bottom line. People have to, states have to get on the same page and make it mandatory for schools to have armed security and treat it as such, like a school, like a courtroom, or a hospital. This is important, and this is what's going to keep people from getting killed in like mass murders like we are having today. And like I said, you want to talk to me, I have 150 different things on my head that I could talk about. And I think it's important that we secure our schools that way. And like I said, all the other issues are fine. I mean, things have to be taken care of. The laws, mental health issues, type of guns. AR-15 has no place in the public. AR-15 has no place with the public. And a person who has 10 guns, what's the reason for a person to have 10 guns unless he's a collector? You have to limit the amount of guns that these people could have. Right to bear arms, that's fine. That's cool. Personal protection, I agree on that. But to have 10 guns? Nah. It's insane. And I hope this reaches the right person. You can contact me anytime. 732-822-0983. Thank you very much. Having a great night.